I think we're live. We are back. Hello, good day, mate John. It's nice to see you every week. Let me
Love
just
Good Day, Mate John. Love our regulars.
welcome everyone. We are back. We weren't here last week due to some technical difficulties on my part, but now we're back better than ever. And you probably were thinking, where is my weekly trending products? Well, they're here. We're back with them, and we are so excited to be here again with you today.
Yeah. And just like every time that we get together, we've got a list of products drawn from Oberlo data. So these are products that Oberlo merchants are making a lot of money with. And we pulled them out of the data to share them with you. So you don't even need to go through the guesswork of researching what products are selling well. These are, in fact, selling well.
Absolutely, Jessica. And, just so everyone knows, don't forget, usually when you're watching other videos on YouTube, those are just assumptions of what the best products are. And normally, to be fair, they are very good assumptions and many times they are correct, but this is straight from the numbers. If you're thinking, what is actually selling well, this is what's actually selling well. Now, of course, with Christmas coming up, Halloween, and a lot of the holidays, we thought this week it would be a lot of fun to actually focus our trending products that we're going to be sharing today on the best holiday products to sell. Now, this can be a bit of a contentious topic for newbies. Should you sell holiday product or should you not? However, these are more gift ideas rather than necessarily, let's say, Santa hats that you'd be using for the holidays. And I think that they're going to really, at least, even if you have your own store set up already, what they're really going to do is help you get your gears turning to understanding what types of products are really making waves with customers. And most importantly, sales.
Yeah, I was also going to say, like with gift products, even if you are just getting started and maybe you just get a little bit of sales in the holidays, you can still sell them into Valentine's Day, into Mother's Day and Father's Day. So there's a lot of opportunities to sell gift products. At the same time, it's a great time to get started. Magda, I was just listening to a news podcast that was talking about how a lot of big retailers have already begun advertising their holiday specials because this is a weird year and they expect shipping might take a long time. And so they want to get ahead of that. They want to start advertising now. And I think, do what the pros are doing. It's not too early to start advertising. Also, just a hidden note in there, customers understand that shipping might take some time. We've seen AliExpress products are starting to arrive on time. Things in China, COVID-wise, are actually doing pretty well right now. So just keep that in mind. A lot of newbies are like, it's not going to arrive overnight. No one will buy it. It's wrong. These products arrive in a time for customers to enjoy them, and they're okay waiting. They understand.
Absolutely. They're definitely going to be willing to wait. And I think one of the most important things that you shared, Jessica, is how important it is to understand that this is a learning lesson for you. Each product is a learning lesson. So if you think that this product can do really well during the Christmas season, you can find a similar product for Valentine's Day or holidays coming up in the year. So with that, I think we should get started.
Definitely. Okay, hit me with your first product.
All right. Now, this first product is something that kind of is in line. And I want to mention, everyone down in the chat, please make sure that you're constantly letting us know what you think these winning products are. It's always fun to see what everyone thinks the winners are. And it's a great way for us to honestly also just learn about other trending products that I think would do really well and perform really well online. So I always like to make sure that everyone is guessing them in the chat. So now, this first product is something, Jessica, that is kind of a morph product of one that we've already discussed before. Okay. It's technically a technology product, like technically it's a tech product, and it's something that was big on TikTok. It's something that was in our most recent reacting to viral products on TikTok video, which everyone should go check out if you haven't seen it yet. And it's something that you can use for Christmas, for Halloween. You could technically use it for a few different holidays. Do you have any guesses to start? And I'm keeping my eyes in the chat too.
Okay, I feel like you just described a product that could be everything to anyone. But maybe I'm thinking about something that is like a cost. Did you say we had talked about it in the most recent video?
It's kind of like a product that we had talked about in our most recent video.
Okay.
Think about you would use it would be definitely a fun thing to do in the evening. Let's say, now that with everything going on with COVID, you can't really go out, so this is a nice way to this is a nice activity. I see something like it in the chat.
Oh,
Someone has said something like it in the chat, and that's
projector.
so projector is actually super close. This product, it's kind of like a projector, but what it does is it's actually a pre-programmed projector that has different holiday and Halloween movies in it.
Okay, that is clever. So in this way, it could almost function as decoration as well as entertainment.
Absolutely. Now, this product has been doing really well, and the reason that I wanted to include it is because the just before I jump into any numbers, I want to remind everyone that when I pulled all these products from the data, I actually pulled them from the data from October 1st to October 19th. So you're getting the freshest products possible. Now, this product just in the month of October alone has made almost $30,000, which is quite high. It's one of the best selling products, and the average price is around 25. Now, this probably was selling super well because of the Halloween movies. But guess what? We've got Christmas coming up in just a few months. So if you felt like, oh, I didn't get to jump on this trend with Halloween movies, you can definitely use it for Christmas movies as well.
Yeah, and I also want to expand, like I can see how if you're selling tech gadgets, you could put this in your niche store. If you're selling seasonal home decoration, you could put this in your niche store. If you're in a general store, you could put this in your store. So this is a really good product because it fits in a lot of different stores. For those of you who are in the chat, feel free to ask questions about your new dropshipping stores as we're going, and I'll try to answer them. We have one of our colleagues in the chat who can also answer them as well. But also, if you're getting started, I saw before the chat, someone asked about courses. If you're just getting started, we have a course for free that takes you through every step of researching products, setting up your store, getting a logo for free. That looks really, really cool, quite frankly. Designing your website, even running your first Facebook ad. So you don't need to pay someone else to get the fundamentals. We've made sure that you are covered. So just go to learn.oberlo.com, and I'm sure we can leave a link in it in the chat. Take that course and you can get up to speed. And then come back here, of course, and get new ideas for what to put in your store as you start to build it.
Absolutely. And this introductory course is an amazing way to get your foundations. Usually when you're getting started, it can be really easy to get overwhelmed because you feel like there's 100 different things that you're trying to learn, understand. To what extent do you need to learn it? Do you need to spend 5 days figuring out how to make a logo, or should you spend 1 day making a logo? How much do you need to do to just get your business off the ground? And what this course does is it really teaches you exactly how you can go from zero to launch. Yes, in a nice and quick way, in a way that you can get started with your business and start doing other fun stuff, rather than, let's say, focusing on a logo, trying to learn how to use Photoshop, getting overwhelmed, and then never starting your business.
Hey Magda, can we pause just before we get to the next product? I'm seeing a couple questions in the chat. Can we just do a rapid fire round with some answers to them?
Let's do it.
Okay, because one question was, I'm thinking about selling aroma diffusers. Good idea. Quick, what's your rapid fire answer to that?
Aroma diffusers actually do really well. There are a lot of aroma diffusers that sell well, but here's the thing. It's a really difficult product to sell because you will need to find the unique angle. And if you're drop shipping, you can't sell essential oils. And a lot of times, one of the biggest components and ways to sell aroma diffusers is with those essential oils. So without being able to sell that, it can be a difficult product. I would say maybe not for beginners.
Yeah. That's a great answer. Ooh, that's a really good, you're really good at these rapid fire answers actually. And then we have a couple questions about shipping and delivery times. I just want to make this note. Okay. So ePacket used to be the fastest, most reliable way to ship. However, ePacket relied on suppliers having access to passenger flights from China to all over the world. Those flights are not happening at nearly the same rate as they used to be happening because of COVID. So ePacket now is not the most popular necessarily. This means a lot of dropshippers are going to quit because they don't have that shortcut to the answer. You can find out what you should do for shipping by doing this when you're on, actually, literally, if you go sign up for the free learn.oberlo.com, we walk you through this process about how to look at shipping times on an AliExpress product page. You can tell which shipping method is getting to customers in the country you want to sell to in the feedback, in the comments. You have this information. It's just a matter of clicking in the right places. So literally just Oberlo 101, go to find products on AliExpress. It's like lesson number maybe 8 or something like that. It's a short one. It'll show you everything you need to know. There is no standard shipping time right now, by the way. Like some suppliers are getting products to the US in 2 weeks. Some are getting to the US in 4 weeks. This is another place where dropshippers are going to drop out because they're not sure of the answer. You got to embrace the ambiguity and you have to be transparent with your customers. Buy a test product, communicate with your suppliers, communicate with your customers at every step along the way. And also in Dropshipping 101, we teach you how to set up shipping tracking so you can do all this with your customers. Basically, we have you covered when it comes to finding the shipping method, dealing with shipping times. Dropshipping 101, we filmed that this fall, this late summer fall. So we have all the COVID information in there. We reference it. I think we've said enough about Dropshipping 101. So I just wanted to let people know we cover all of these. And let's go to the next product. And then as we talk about that, we can also talk about some of the other questions in the chat.
Absolutely. This course, everyone, just to reiterate, it was made recently. It was updated recently. It is fully COVID proof. So if you're thinking, I don't know if I can take a course because what about COVID? Well, this one you can take.
Yes.
So let's jump into the next product. So this next product, we've seen this variations of this product around for a long time. It definitely caters to a more female demographic. It's within the home niche, and it's not necessarily a piece of furniture, but it's something that is an organizational item, and it's something that you would use if you're a big fan of a certain hobby.
Okay.
Let me know down in the chat. I feel like I gave some pretty good clues, so please let me know what you all think, or Jessica.
Okay. So organization, probably mostly women buying it. The first thing that I think of, I'm sure that we'll get some guesses in the chat, has to do with something to maybe organize, like something with brushes or something with I'm seeing it. Chase was Chase.
Absolutely. Chase Moon and Jessica, you both guessed it correct. So it is a high quality makeup organizer. Now, if you check out the link, you'll notice that it's actually, it doesn't look like a lot of other makeup organizers. What it actually reminds me of, if anyone else knows this, is Smeg appliances. They're quite famous, and they're definitely a little more high quality. And if you notice, this makeup organizer, it's pretty expensive. It's $32, but it's selling really, really well. And I think the real angle that you can take with this product is that it's a high quality makeup organizer, and it would make for a great gift. Now, if you were getting a makeup organizer as a gift for someone, you might want to give them something a little more than just a piece of clear plastic where you could put in all your brushes. You might want to give them something a little bit more that matches their aesthetic, especially if they're into, those sorts of colors, pastels, and things like that. And this is the perfect gift for them. And, if you're wondering, how can you tap into the beauty market? The beauty market is one of the biggest and fastest growing markets to sell to. A lot of times, if you watch intro videos about drop shipping, or starting an online e-commerce store, a lot of those very successful entrepreneurs are within the beauty niche. And what they do is they sell beauty accessories. So that way you don't have to compete with all the palettes, all the mascaras, all the different types of makeup and brushes. Instead, you just get to sell accompanying accessories that the more makeup you have, the more you need these accessories. And so it's a really genius niche. And if you can get into it and angle it in the right way, make sure that your store looks really cute. This one's going to need a lot of branding. It can really bring in a lot of profit for you.
I really like this product. I would buy this product. I really enjoy. I think that's a great pick. I had never. So I've heard of makeup organizers, but this one has a real aesthetic that that I just love. You know, what would be cool? You know, what piece of content I bet would go viral? If someone did like the perfect makeup organizer for each astrological sign, because there's a lot. There's there's the drawstring one. There's fold up ones. There's this like. That would be fun. People would share it. They'd be like, I'm such a whatever Gemini. And then you'd get a lot of traffic to your store with people who want that makeup organizer.
That would be so genius, Jessica. And I can totally see it being an amazing way to let everyone know, like tag your friends in the comments, you know, whoever signs they are or whatever they might be. And I feel like those go really crazy.
Yeah. And I want to, let's do some rapid fire. Oh, we got Ecom King in the house.
Woo! Hi, Camille. Hi, Camille. Absolutely. Beauty accessories niche. Woo!
Yeah, totally. We had some questions about like niches and stuff. Let me scroll up and see. We had a question about, first Carlos said he built his first store because of us. Yay, Carlos. So congrats on your launch. Caesar's asking about outdoor products for the beginning of next year. What do you think about that?
I think that if you're going to be selling outdoor products at the beginning of next year, you want to focus on things that will be COVID safe. So for example, I think things like hiking, things like, you know, angling it in a way that your consumers are going to be going outside locally in ways or in places that they can actually reach, let's say with a car or something like that. Or let's say how to do fitness and different types of workouts outside. Things like that will probably work really well. Here's a quick example. I would say heavy duty yoga mats that are made for the outdoors would be an amazing way to give you a unique angle that would be COVID safe, and that way would be appropriate for the outdoors.
Yeah, definitely. We have another question about best niche for a first store. We go over this in the course. That really, you want to choose a niche you know something about is our advice for the very first store, because you're going to need to describe the products. What you really need to do is look at a product and say, oh, okay, I know that I can relate to my customer here. So for example, I love to cook, and I had a kitchen accessories drop shipping store. And that was a good niche for me because as a cook, I could go on AliExpress, I could see a cooking utensil, and I knew, oh, that's hard to find, or, oh, I've never seen that before. That would solve one of my problems as someone who's chopping a lot of garlic, for example. If I wasn't a cook, I wouldn't be able to find those products. I wouldn't be able to describe the problem that it solves. And so because you're building those skills with the first store, that's why it's really important to think about what hobbies that you have, what interests that you have, can you bring to a niche and build a store on that. And some people make it big with their first store, some people don't. But no matter what, if it's your first store, just stick with it and learn.
Absolutely. And I think one of the most important things to note is, and this is why I really love doing these live streams with you all here, is because you will start to see how many random products are actually extremely successful. So a lot of times, you know, if you start your own store and things aren't going well, you automatically think it's me. It's, you know, it's the product I chose. And actually, it's usually not that. It's usually because you haven't stuck it through, figured out what other holes there are in your boat that are kind of, you know, causing these issues, and, you know, identifying those. So just like Jessica said, if you have a niche, especially if you pick any sort of product in our, you know, now list of like 40 winning products, or any of our videos or other, you know, successful dropshippers' videos, stick with it. Figure out what's wrong before thinking it's the product. Use that as a last resort, and identify all the other places that you could, fix things first.
That's great advice. Okay,
Now,
let's get on to product number 3.
On the subject of picking niches, on the subject of working on your business, now that we're all stuck at home, a lot of us are working from the couch or working from our bed or just working from wherever it may be. Now, you may not be working at a typical table, but this product is something that would allow you to work from anywhere. Do you have any guesses? In the chat.
Or I feel like I already have some ideas, and I want to see if they'll get it if the chat folks agree with me. Working from anywhere. Magda, you and I started working from home, so we're keenly aware of kind of the different environments that now we have to be able to set up. And there definitely are products that will help make that easier. But there's a lot of products actually. So this could be a lot of things.
And while I wait for the chat, I just want to mention, this entire niche. Oh, well, okay. This entire niche of working from home is just going to be growing. And, this is something that I think people before thought, hey, this is going to be temporary. It's not. Many companies are now completely going to a work from home model. So you can feel confident in selling these types of products and knowing that this is only going to be growing. And as I say that, I will say good day, May John. You guessed it right, as well as Chase Moon and Blake and everyone else down below. It is the foldable laptop desk thingies. Now, usually when we go through the database and we look through the winning products to suggest for these videos, I always love to include a product that you can find on Amazon. And the reason being is because a lot of times if you're just getting started, that's one of the things you assume is a negative about a product right away. Yes, it certainly does take away from your potential success if a customer can get it on Amazon. But a lot of times you can successfully sell products that are listed on Amazon as well. And that's one of the reasons I included this. There's probably 100 different laptop tables on Amazon right now. But in the last 3 weeks, this laptop table from AliExpress, with the shipping that you all think is impossible, sold $18,000 worth. So try to figure it out and be like, well, if someone else is selling this product from that's available on Amazon and making $18,000 in the last 3 weeks, I can probably figure it out and do it too.
Yeah, this reminds me. So I'm reading this book called Extreme Ownership, and it's written by a former Navy SEAL, and it's talking about just taking ultimate responsibility for everything. And I think there's a link here to what you're saying, Magda, with a lot of what people will say dropshipping doesn't work, and it always comes down to something external. Never comes down to them. It comes down to the fact that, well, shipping is slow. Well, you can find this product on Amazon. Well, you can name, well, I don't know how to do Facebook ads. Well, Facebook ads are expensive. And you and I have both interviewed, Camille was in the chat, maybe still is, we've interviewed 6-figure dropshippers. The one thing that set them apart is they never blamed something else for a challenge or a failure. They would always say, okay, well, it was my decision to run the Facebook ads that long. That's why, or, okay, I chose that product. Maybe I should choose a different product. And I'll tell you what, this mindset, that's what's standing in the way. It makes life hard, but it also is the thing that stands between people who make a couple bucks with dropshipping and the people who really make it big. Is they will take responsibility for things that no one else will.
Absolutely. And I think that's a good attitude to have, because, if you're someone out there and you think, well, shipping doesn't bother me, ultimately, there's always going to be external challenges. There's going to be hundreds of them. And that's one thing that I think any successful dropshipper, e-commerce entrepreneur, or just even entrepreneur will tell you. So start accepting responsibility now, and you will just start to see the benefits and the results of that.
Totally. I'm just going to take one before we get to the next question. Beats asked the difference between Oberlo 101, which is the free dropshipping course that we released last year, and Dropshipping 101, which is the updated course that we released this year. So just to point out that difference, Beats. So Dropshipping 101 is shorter because we talked to a lot of students and they were saying the information is good, but they don't necessarily need to be then you click here. then you click here. So we kind of cut down some of that dead time just watching my mouse scroll around. We built a whole new store. We took that whole new store to the point of getting a first sale with Facebook ads. And we talk about how to do that. The biggest difference though is this new one takes into account COVID. So it talks about how to find shipping methods that work these days. It talks about how to be transparent with customers. It talks about how much to budget for a drop shipping store now in 2020 and in 2021. So it's really relevant, it's really updated and made for the current times. Okay, with that said, let's go on
jump
to
into the next product. Now this product is going to be a little bit different. This one would definitely make an amazing gift. It's something that's definitely on the higher end. And you know what? It would make a unique gift, but it's something that you would use, let's say, working from home, usually something that you're probably going to be having more of as you're working. Let's say something that's always available on the side of your desk when you're working. And it's something that we used to have in the office, and now we have to make ourselves at home. So I don't know if that's one sort of way to guess it, but I would love to see if anyone else has any ideas in the chat. This one is unique. I haven't seen many products like this. Okay, Chase Moon. I really appreciate all your guesses today. Those are awesome. It's not something that you would use for coffee, but it's something that you would use for tea. So very close.
Is it, this is funny because if it's what I think it is, it's something that's been a drop shipping product for years. If you use it for tea.
Yeah, it's not very gimmicky. It's as basic as you can get.
Really?
Yes, it's something you probably would be able to find anywhere, but when you see it, you'll notice that it's much more high quality, and so it's quite unique.
I don't know. I was guessing what Good Day Mate John said, if it's a heating pad. Tea leaf filter?
Tea leaf filter. Okay, it's actually a ceramic tea mug with a tea leaf filter in it. Now, if you look at this product, it's beautiful. This tea mug, it's ceramic, it has a tea leaf filter built into it, and it's around $35 as a cost price. So you'd be selling it for quite a bit more than that. But I wanted to include this because this would be an amazing way to get, this is an amazing gift idea. If you're trying to get someone a ceramic tea mug, but you want to get them something a little more special. You know, you don't want to get them, you don't want to just get them, let's say, any sort of tea mug from Walmart or something that's $5. You want to get them something that's a little bit nicer first.
Magda, this is expensive.
I know.
How much would you recommend someone sell that for?
I would recommend that someone probably sells that for at least $50+. You know, usually when we talk to pro dropshippers or pro e-commerce entrepreneurs, they suggest selling things for around almost 3 times the price. I would sell this 3 times would be really expensive, making it $100. But I think selling it for something around $50 to $60 would be a great range.
Yeah, if it's a gift, one thing to keep in mind is when people shop for gifts, they're usually like, they have a price. They're like, I want to get them something that's $50. Like, and so they won't quite be as sensitive of like, is that worth $50? They're kind of like, yeah, it looks nice. I want the other person to feel like I spent money on them. So the mindset's a little bit different.
Absolutely. Because here's the thing. If someone is like, really, don't get me anything, I just hang out all day and drink tea. You're like, okay, so I'm going to get you a tea mug, but you don't want them to think that you spent $5 on the tea mug. You know, you want them to think that you were like, okay, you want a tea mug, you're going to get a really beautiful ceramic tea mug. And this, it looks expensive, frankly. It looks very expensive and looks very high end. And the reviews are amazing. So I think you can feel very confident, selling this product.
Yeah, definitely. Can I answer one question before we go on to the last product? We have this question about customers getting put off by shipping times. I think one of the things that I see a lot is people don't even try to make a first sale because they're afraid that customers won't be happy. Mm-hmm. But in my experience, you and I are both drop shippers. let me try to think of how many emails I've gotten from customers wondering about shipping times. I think one or two, honestly. Like you would be amazed as long as you are clear and you set up a nice email, which we teach you how to do in Dropshipping 101, that says like, hey, here's how you can check on your item. By the way, because of COVID, it may take a little while. You can always email me, the store owner, if you have any questions. Now the customer is like, oh, I get it. This might take a while. I have a point of contact. I'm going to, cool. I'm going to forget about it. I'll get it when I get it. You would be, so don't spend your time worrying about this so much. Spend your time getting those sales. And hey, if any customer gets really fussy about it, here's what you do. You just give them a refund. You give them a refund, and you probably, if you're selling a product that costs $5 on AliExpress, you've lost $5. And it's not worth your time unless you're it's not worth your time to get into it with the customer. But I really would just like warn you against spending your time worrying about whether customers will be happy when you don't even have customers yet. Get the customers, see in real life whether they care or not. They won't. They'll be way more flexible than you think. And then when you get to those roadblocks, just deal with it as a nice human, and you'd be surprised how fine you will be with that strategy.
Absolutely. And I think, when it comes to thinking about your business, it's important to remember that you want to think long-term, and you want to think of the overall net growth. Yes, you will have some returns. Yes, someone will eventually be upset about shipping and you'll be down $5. But if you're thinking long-term, you're going to be up however much amount. And that's what you need to be thinking. Don't focus on that one return. If you really think about it, it always is funny to me because it's like the fear of getting one return is stopping you from starting a whole business that could potentially, replace your job one day, etc. So it's, try to think of it in that regard. Like there's going to be losses. Get ready for them. Just be like, I'm ready for those losses because I know I'm investing and the net growth will be huge.
Totally. So, and every time you face that, every time you have that loss, every time if that happens, just think, yep, this is when one of my competitors' stores is quitting. Some other dropshipper is going to be like, I knew it. People don't wait for shipping. And they're going to shut their whole operation, making it cheaper for you to advertise. You'll get their customers. You'll win because you stuck with it.
Absolutely.
And just Daniel asks, what about those awful, don't work with awful suppliers with terrible ratings. There's suppliers for every product. You do your homework, talk to the suppliers, buy the test products. Lazy dropshippers won't. Don't be lazy, do that, be patient, and you will find those suppliers that you can scale with. They are there and they want to work with you. Good day, mate John. Thanks for the backup. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have one more product, Magda? Sorry,
Absolutely.
I'm taking a while.
That's okay. We have one more product, and this one is actually, I think, in line. If you're talking about building an online business, this is building in another way, but it actually has to do with kids' toys. And I wanted to include this because it's something that I was doing really well. It made over $10,000 in the last 3 weeks, and it would make an amazing gift for a kid. So if anyone has any ideas, it has to do with building, and any ideas, Jessica, or in the chat, please let me know, and I'm going to be keeping my eye out.
Kids' toy that you can build.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not Legos like that because that's branded, that's copyrighted, and you don't want to get in that. Chase has done it with magnetic blocks. Good day, mate John. I'm kind of like a 3D puzzles. I'm leaning towards 3D puzzles. Is it that?
It's not 3D puzzles. It has to do with building. So let me drop it into the chat. So it's actually a kids toy drill kit. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Yeah. So let me see. Let me just refresh this YouTube video because I think it's
oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
How fun. That's so unique. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, and it's really cool. And I thought it would be a really great gift because, to be honest, like a lot of kids are into this type of toy. It's around $20, but here's the thing. It looks way more expensive than that. And if you've ever bought toys for kids, they can be ludicrously expensive.
Yeah.
They can be really expensive, especially because they're branded. But here's the thing with kids. kids don't care about brands. They just want to play with cool toys.
That's true.
So I can completely understand why this product is making so much money. And I wanted to drop this in because just so everyone knows, this product has sold $10,000 in the last 3 weeks. I'd like to mention, it's not even Christmas yet. So if you were thinking about selling kids toys, smart kids toys that, would do really well over Christmas, this one is it, because it's already sold so well and we're way early for Christmas. So if you're trying to sell something in the next few weeks, especially geared towards kids or any sort of smart toys, this could be your next big winner.
Well, you've picked out some really cool products today.
Thanks, Jessica.
You're welcome. Can I take a quick poll in the audience? So one of the things I notice is that as we go on after like the 30-minute mark, we actually have a ton of viewers. Can you let me know if you're in the chat right now? Would you like our video? We're usually 30 minutes. Do you like the videos being 30 minutes or do you want them to be 60 minutes? Can you just let me know with a number? Like, would you rather them be 10 minutes? Like, just let us know what length that you like for these videos, because we're just trying to be as helpful as possible for y'all. So type it in the chat, whatever the ideal live video length is. And then Magda and I can have a look at that, and then we can make sure that we're delivering you the content that you find the most helpful. And then if I could even be so greedy, since we're getting great responses here, super helpful, is also, what's more helpful, product recommendations or when we go kind of answering your questions? So product recommendations or Q&A. And we'll use this feedback to just try to, give you more content, hang out with you more, and make sure that we're giving you great. I see some like store reviews. That's also a great idea. So whether it's trending products, Q&A, store review, just let us know. Magda, would that be helpful for you too?
Yep, definitely.
Okay, very cool.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. It really helps to have all your ideas in the chat. We're always looking to improve this and help you out more, so it really helps.
Yeah. 60 is a seminar. It is a seminar. Okay, cool. This is really great to get this. Keep chatting. We're gonna go ahead and I think we're ready to sign off for the day. And we'll go through your chats and tally up the results, and we'll get back to you the next time we see you. So hey, great session, Magda.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us again. And until next time, happy hustling.
Yeah. See ya.